good to see everybody. I have to go in about 5 minutes to a tarot meeting, but so before I go, I recently spoke, and for those of you who haven't heard or weren't in the session, I'm the director of the Office of Federal Contract Compliance Programs at the U.S. Department of Labor, OFCCP. We're like the EEOC for federal contractors. We make sure that federal contractors are not discriminating based on 10 different grounds. I'm going to be brief since I only have a few minutes. I want you all to take a look at the Indian and Native American Employment Rights Program. If you don't have this brochure, please take one. My goal is that this program, I want it to be a very successful program, and I want many federal contractors, there's 25,000 of them, I want many federal contractors to participate in it. And eventually my goal is to have a list of 100, 1,000, whatever it may be, federal contractors that have an Indian preference hiring program. The law allows for a hiring program near Indian reservations. So, and these do not have to be native-owned businesses. They can be any business that's a federal contractor is allowed to have this program. We want to encourage all of them to. We want to use our connections and our relationships with tribal leadership to promote the program. We'd like tribal leadership to talk to companies that are doing business with them and ask them, are you part of the INTER program? If you're a federal contractor, maybe you should be, you know. This is a program that is a positive program for the hiring of Native Americans. It's a positive program for tribes. It's a positive program for federal contractors. In addition to that, it's not only the preference hiring program, there's also a number of other services we provide. So if you're a Native American and you're looking for employment and you're having a difficult time, please contact INTER and we'll help you, put you in contact. She is in charge of the program. She knows a lot more than me about this area, but I am learning and I want to make a positive impact here. In addition to that, so that's one thing. Two, if you're an Indian tribe and you want to learn more about the program, or you're tarot, or you're connected with them, please contact Teresa as well. If you'd like her to come to any event, if you'd like her to train your leadership, please contact her. Finally, if you're a federal contractor, or you know federal contractors, tell them to contact her and they can participate in this program. This is an underutilized program. It's not right. It should be utilized more. I was asked today for a list of the companies that participate, and I couldn't provide one. I've only been the director for not that long, for just a year. I learned about this is voluntary. The reason why companies should do it and can do it, first, so we can give them whatever guidance they need. So that in Indian tribes has nothing to do with race. It has everything to do with doing the right thing by Indian tribes and making sure that the United States lives up to its obligations. So this is one of the obligations. So we should be doing this more. Two, we're going to be putting together incentive programs for companies to participate, an awards program, maybe other programs, which will encourage them to participate. We just had a town hall about that in Phoenix. If you have any ideas as to how we can encourage federal contractors to participate, please let me know. But that is what we'll be working on. Teresa, did you want to say anything?
Thank you. Pardon my voice, a little too cold here for me. The Indian and Native American Employment Rights Program started out in March of 2013. And it was a program created to bring awareness to the Native American populations and for those contractors who worked on or near the Indian reservations, who were not utilizing Indian preference or even working with the tribal communities to ensure that they were hiring from the tarot offices or even working with the tarots at all. And so there was a lot of misconceptions about union preference, and we have been working very hard to clear that up with the federal agencies to make sure that they understand the work honorary union reservations regulation, and that the contractors that are awarded these federal contracts, that they understand that they can take advantage of this permissible act. And so through the program, we have 573 federally recognized tribes. Like Director Lynn said, we have thousands of federal contractors, and it's having to match those contractors to areas where they're working at. But we've been successful throughout the years in doing that, and we have had we've had hires as a result of our work, and by getting the contractors to have an Indian preference program, that's been the most difficult thing, because they say it's permissible and that we can't enforce it. And so that's a subject that we'll be having more discussions about, how to get the contractors to get more involved with Indian preference, and not just when they're on, but when it's off the reservation as well. So we have a lot of good things that are coming out this year, so stay tuned. The Indian programs is on the OST internet page. So, and if you type just Google INAERP, it'll take you right to that page. LJAN.Teresa, THERESA @DOL 602-514-4662, and I'm located in Phoenix. So thank you very much.
Thank you, Commissioner. Thank you. If you'd like us to come speak at any event, please let us know, and Teresa is able to do that, and we'll also send our district office.
Thank you so much. Appreciate it. All right. Well, I am going to fill in. I think because of the weather, the other presenter isn't there, so I'm here by default. And I'm happy to present again on, for those of you that didn't hear me talk a little bit about the Administration for Native Americans. I do have a PowerPoint. I'm just not sure how to get that there if you would like. And also, this is Christine, and she's been handing out folders about the Administration for Native Americans. It has my business card in there. Vice President over here needs one. Anybody else need a folder with information? Actually, there's a lot of information in it. I have a dual role. One is Commissioner of ANA, the other is the Deputy Assistant Secretary for the Administration for Children and Family Native American Affairs. So you'll see a rainbow sheet. Those are all the programs under ACF. That's usually when I talk about our strategy is we're working on the human services issues, such as strengthening vulnerable populations for human trafficking and MIW. I'm not here to speak about that today. I'd be happy to talk to you any time after this presentation. Today I'm here in the capacity as Commissioner to talk about our program and funding we have to support tribal agricultural projects. And so, yes, I did have it. So basically, we can get you the pretty much, so about ANA, the Administration for Native Americans, we were created in 1974 under the Native American Programs Act, and we are primarily a grant discretionary project program where we offer grants in 3 program areas. One is to revitalize and restore our native languages. The other 2 are the program areas we're going to focus on that are relevant to today's topic. Social and economic development strategies funding, which is the largest portfolio of funding that we have across the nation, and it really has a lot of flexibility to address social and or economic priorities in our native communities. That's it.
Is this it?
Yep.
Yep, that's it, Ivan. Thank you. That's the very last page. Okay. Our goal is to promote self-sufficiency for Native Americans through a discretionary grant program. What's unique about the legislation under NAPA, the Native American Programs Act, is that Congress defined Native Americans as state and federally recognized tribes, Native nonprofits, Native women organizations, Native Hawaiians, and Native Pacific Basin population, which includes the Commonwealth of the Northern Mariana Islands, Guam, and American Samoa. So we have a large reach across the nation and into the Pacific Basin with our discretionary grant funding. PSEDS is the Social and Economic Development Strategy funding. And really, we put on there some examples of interest that specific to this topic that you might be interested in, but these are just a few examples. Really, if you go to ANA's website, you can see the projects currently funded under PSEDS. And there are just so many different priority areas and many that haven't been funded for ideas that haven't come forward yet. So I want you to not be limited to thinking that these are the only program areas. Funding, and what we love about it is that why at least so many of our projects are successful. It's our tribes, our organizations, you determine the priority, you determine how you want to address this, and we come in to fund and support it, offer free technical assistance throughout the life of the grant. The other funding area I talked about, our native languages is one, our SEDS is another, and then the environmental regulatory enhancement funding is our most underutilized of the three programs. And we'd like to see tribes come in and organizations come in with more applications. I believe it was 9 applications for the ERE, the environmental grant that we received this year, which is probably the highest amount of applications to be able to be federally recognized tribe and have land base to be able to manage, because this is to develop your environmental codes, to enforce them, your natural resources. So it can be in the ground, it can be with your wildlife restoration projects, which we're funding a few of those right now. And I could go into details on those projects, but they're really amazing. It's not only about the environment, it's about the cultural aspect of it. And our grants for all 3 program areas are up to 3 years, up to $350,000 a year with a 20% match. Actually, it ends up being a 25% match. It can be in kind for the 25% of it. That I talk about some of the agriculture topics. I wanted to list, I'm not in the policy department anymore. When I worked for the senator, then I helped work on the tribal farm bill. So now I'm on the funding side. So I want to talk about the ways that under the Social and Economic Development Strategy grants, the more specific to agriculture projects that we are currently funding. So this is what we have across the nation, as you'll see. Farm, restoring Apache food sovereignty. Food sovereignty, food to table projects have been really popular. We have seen a lot of those projects across ANA. I was able to go to Hawaii and see their food to table farm project, and it's amazing. It's been sustainable. We helped fund part of it. They just continue to grow. They incorporated their culture, and there was a lot of intergenerational activities, bringing back traditional foods, bringing in new foods that weren't always traditional, but that are healthy, including youth through scholarships to learn about how to plant, how to harvest, then how to market their products. They now have a very popular, what's that called? The farmers market. Farmers market, they also market to their local grocery store. They cannot keep up with the demand right now, which is a good problem to have. And many of the kids, they started off as sophomores, and then they went to college. They received scholarships so that they could get a degree, whatever their field was. A lot of them went into biology, botany, agriculture, and then they continue to have employment there, and then train the next generation. So it's been very, very successful. And Baby Products, which is in Minneapolis, I was able to meet with that grantee. They took back the traditional ways of harvesting their foods, their wild rice, their berries, and making it into baby food and canning it and drying it, and now they're going commercially. And I got to taste some of it. It's fantastic. Wild rice based with blueberries, with choke cherries. And so really bringing back food sovereignty, bringing back the traditions of their ways and their culture, and, you know, addressing health issues. We're not able to, with their funding, build buildings or purchase lands. You can use up to 25% of the money to refurbish or renovate a local facility. You can purchase equipment.
Our neighbor getting into ranching.
Again, if you have last session project like this, I think it benefits the community. So, do you have any specific questions on ranching?
Increasing the hazard, your community hazard.
So if the tribe has, or a nonprofit organization was going to have a ranch and you wanted to increase your herd, I will have to check. But part of it would be the economic development, so obviously that would be economic development strategy. We fund projects, not programs. So if your project, and since our funding opportunities aren't out right now, we can talk about ideas. So was to expand your marketing, to purchase some equipment. I would have to see, check, we can check, maybe if you want to ask me, where tribes and organizations are utilizing like their tribal college or local college to teach agricultural skills and degrees, and get equipment, learn how to harvest, and marketing. So I'll have to see what we can do for purchasing and expanding herds. Again, it would have to be for a tribal project. So even though I brought up Belfouche, a big ranching town, I don't know a lot about ranching. My grandfather was a pig farmer. I don't know much about farming. But I do know that like pivots are a big issue, and live Tim's here. Those are types of things that you could purchase, equipment, production cells. Lakota popcorn has never been an A&A grantee, but they are definitely would be something like with their marketing, the equipment, the training, would be a good project for other tribes, something similar like that, utilizing your agriculture and commercializing it. It doesn't even have to go that far if you want to have a health project, reducing diabetes and cancer and going organic. A lot of our projects have gone organic and are addressing the diabetes and the other social ills from our processed foods and food sovereignty, bringing foods into the school system and their school system and into their elder programs, greenhouses, our other projects, and just teaching the skills of agriculture. Other questions?
Say that Lakota popcorn or
Lakota popcorn is not, it has never been ANA funded, but that would be, you know, like say they wanted to expand, though they're an existing business, an existing program, if they want, they would be like an eligible entity. The concept of like what they're doing is something they could do with our funding. We also,
Tribal venture that is for profit eligible.
Yes, as long as it's native organization and the board has to be 51% or more natives on the board. Right, for profit. That would be native organizations. So in addition to our funding, by law, Congress said that ANA needs to be providing training at no cost to our native communities and organizations. And so one of those trainings is our project and planning development training. We just had one in Pierre recently, and with our funding, we're able to do this one time a year throughout the country. And there's no obligation to apply for ANA funding. It really is a way to get an idea from pen to paper. Will help you develop your planning and your projects so that when funding comes available, whether it's through ANA or federal agency or what have you, you have a project ready. Okay, so we'll get you in touch with the TA provider that can get a little bit more specifics to you on the did you? Yeah. Thank you. So we get that information. So this is one of our most amazing trainings. Was somebody at this training recently? Ivan? Somebody in the room attended. Courtney, did you go to that training? Anyhow, it's excellent. It's usually 3 days with no charge. The cost is just to drive there, to get to the location, no obligation to apply for funding. And then also when our funding opportunities come out, we will have training, pre-application training, specific to the requirements in the funding opportunity. The other thing that's unique is once you've written your application, it's like a 75% complete. You can send it to the Training and Technical Assistance Center, they will review it, provide technical assistance, and then you send it back to you, and you can finish your application and send it in. So that's very unique. I don't know if there's other federal agencies that do that, but we really want to help you to write a successful grant. Our funding opportunities, they are very competitive, as many of you probably know. They're able to fund about 27% of fundable applications that we receive. So it is very competitive. It's based on a scoring system. We are always looking for panel reviewers, and we'll be getting those applications out in the spring because we don't do the initial scoring. We have folks, peer panel reviewers that do that, and then once they scored it, they send it to our team at ANA for an internal review. So that's how we do it, strictly by the scoring of the application. So I have committed to looking at our application process, making it simpler, easier to read. We're hoping to have some improvements in January when our funding comes out, but we are looking at a much bigger overhaul for the next So
she's got some more. Yeah.
That's one thing I've heard through the years was ANA grants were fantastic, but it was quite a process to write the application. So I'm committed to that, and I've committed to Congress to making it easier also. At one of my hearings, that was what was brought up. I think that was the only criticism that they had was that our application. I believe that is.
Boycott.
You have training and technical assistance centers. If you go to our website, you can, they're very good, they're very responsive, very knowledgeable. Rondell Clay, who's a member of the System of Inoyate, is one of our TTAs that at ANA, we are on Facebook, really trying to get the information out there about funding opportunities, the uniqueness of our funding, the different funding areas that we have, and one thing that I found out is that so many folks in our communities and in Congress don't know about the Administration for Native Americans or don't know a lot about it. And I'm going to be honest, I didn't know how amazing it was until I took this job. And so we're just really trying to get the word out there about the funding that we have. And no grants, sustainability part, but I really do like the flexibility that we have, and most importantly that we put our culture and our language into it. So any questions, any additional questions?
Like tourism, the reason I even brought up Lakota popcorn is because I had an opportunity to do a tour with tourism to Lower Rural,
And it seemed to me that they need some sort of resources there. They have so much. And I think it's just a matter of finding it. And same with Sisseton-Wabaton. Anything related to tourism or that you can? Yes, thank you. And we do have some, if you go to our website, we have funded some tribal tourism projects. And so definitely that is a fundable area, is tourism. And have visited with Ed Hall at EIA, who's implementing the Native Act. And he's been really good about getting the word out that ANA is one of the funding resources to support tribal tourism. Good question, thank you. Any other questions, comments?
No.
Well, thank you for your time and letting me do this presentation again. And yeah, if you have other opportunities where you think it'd be good for us to share what we can do at ANA, I'd be happy to come back and visit. So thank you.
All right, there you go. Let's give her another big round of applause. All right, great. You guys need to get hooked up to the computer or anything, or?
No,
Okay, well, why don't you just go ahead and come on up then?
just a few minutes before lunch.
Yeah.
Can you do that?
Half an hour.
Yeah.
Half hour.
About half an hour.
Oh,
Like actually, if you want to stand right there.
I'm gonna stand right here, is that okay? Good morning, everybody, my name is Pam Sutton, and I have recruited some others to talk as well. You probably all know Tim Potts, he's with Rural Development, and then Donna Levens, she's with our Small Business Development Center. Part of what our administrator did in the year 2019, we signed a memorandum of understanding with rural development. So SBA and rural development, we really are working close with each other. Yeah, that'd be perfect, thank you. What I'm going to be handing out to you is a copy of our resource guides along with my business card, and I'm going to have you follow into this resource guide to just inform you a little bit about what programs we have available at the Small Business Administration. First of all, I'm located here in Rapid City. I'm located in the Federal Building, easy to get a hold of. I'll give you my business card as well as the resource guide. Donna Levens is located here in Rapid City as well, and so is Tim Potts. So you have local representation, and we're here to really kind of work together. It's interesting that we have other government entities here, so hopefully we all can partner together, show you all of the different options that there are when you're looking at financing, whether you're looking at technical assistance or in the area of training. So once the resource guides get handed out, I am going to have you all turn to page number 5. It should look like this once you get there. And you will see on page number 5 there, it is there. So to help those people that need assistance in getting AA certified for government contracting, she would be the one to help you with that. And that is a very, very big initiative, is to help expand opportunity in Indian country through government contracting. And everybody knows the Merry Christmas gift that Rapid City got with the expansion of Ellsworth. So we're expecting that area to grow. And again, please reach out to Lisa and she'll help you with the ABCs of getting your certification for that. The other page you turn to is page number 9, and that is our local SBA resource partners. So the small business, we give out funding to help assist our actual partners. And the main one that's in the room today is our Small Business Development Center. And I'm going to allow Donna to tell you what she does. SBA, we're a separate agency from rural development, but believe it or not, we do similar things, but really give you more options. So I'm gonna let Tim talk to you a little bit about rural development and how rural development can assist in funding opportunities in Indian country. One thing that I want to let you know about the Small Business Administration, and as far as the other resource partners that are not here, the first one on page number 9 is SCORE, S-C-O-R-E. That is a nonprofit agency. We help fund them, and they will help mentor any of your business owners or potential business owners through, maybe they're looking at expansion and they don't know what that means. Maybe they need funding and they really don't know where to turn. Maybe they are having some difficulties with their business and they need somebody to assist them. Have them reach out or give them the information on SCORE, and SCORE can help them. Again, that is at no charge. The Small Business Development Center, I'm going to pass over that until Donna talks. I'll let her talk on that, what they all have available. And then down in the corner, well, let's talk about our Veterans Business Outreach Center. There are a lot of veterans on the reservation. And the veterans, I believe, need to utilize our programs more. And I think some of that is at the fault of us, that we don't get the word out on what we actually do. But I am conducting an actual one-day course at the VFW here in Rapid City on November 6th. And it's a free course on how to start your business. And it's for veterans, spouses of veterans. They can attend at no charge. And the way to sign up for it, you'll see it in the black lettering under Veterans Business Outreach. It's sba.gov/VBOC. That stands for Veterans Business Opportunity Center. They can find out any information. So if you know about it in some one-day training at no charge, please go in and look at our website and get signed up for that. And the other funding opportunity, or the other partner that we have that we fund, is our Women's Business Center, and they're located in Spearfish, and they help with all sorts of different kinds of training, from QuickBooks to Facebook to LinkedIn, and so they're a great resource as well. And with that, I'm going to turn it over to you, Donna, and you can talk about the Business Development Center, and then you can turn it over to Tim for Rural Development.
Hi, I'm Donna from the Small Business Development Center here in Rapid City. I am the regional director, and what we cover are 9 counties in western South Dakota. But we do have a peer office, East Falls office, Brookings, Aberdeen as well. But what we do is we offer free and confidential business consulting, and we work in conjunction with the Small Business Administration and other organizations across South Dakota. Our referral sources are lenders or anybody that want anybody else too can join us, but that's where we see most of our clients come through. We don't offer lending ourselves, but what we do is help you determine, should you go into business? And if so, what funding sources are available for you?
My name is Tim Lotz. I'm with USDA Rural Development, and I just got 5 programs that I'd like to briefly discuss that are available to the tribal entities, and throughout the state of South Dakota that I'm responsible for. The first one is community facilities. Community facilities is a program for nonprofits, tribes, to build anything that's essential to the community. So that means your fire trucks, your city hall, your ambulance, your fire station that we're looking at, the opioid treatment center for the youth. Those all can be financed under the community facility. Recent projects we just did was put solar panels on Keeley Radio. Another one is we put at the youth center Kyle, we did the equipment for the high tunnel so they can produce vegetables and garden produce for the community. So did Congress give us $150 million in community facility disaster funds? They divided it out for the states. So we only got about $1 million, but that's for the state of South Dakota. So there are some disaster funds available through the community programs. The maximum per project is about $50,000 maximum grant assistance. Loan funds are available at 3% and can be spread for 40 years. So huge opportunities for tribal buildings or for not-for-profits. They're trying to make a difference in the community. Our second program that the tribe is very familiar with is water and environmental programs. Right now, we have about $13 million approved to do community upgrades throughout the entire reservation. Those projects should be getting underway in the near future. We're now looking at the water situation in Pine Ridge and trying to come up with that funding. We have emergency water. If you have a major break, we can do repairs. If you have a significant decline in quantity or quality, we have $1 million grant that's available to help with that situation. Our other programs for agriculture is value added producer grant, and that's if you're going to change the physical state of a product. So you're going to take your strawberries and make jam. We have a grant that can help take you to move that process to the market. Something new coming up is our community facility technical assistant grant. With the disaster funds, they set aside $7 million nationwide to help with planning money. That can be for, the tribe has been successful in 3 applications right now. One of them is to design the fire station. One is to design or say where they should be located. And so that funding should come available in a NOFA, Notice of Funding Availability, in the very near future. So there's an opportunity there to help pay for engineering costs, planning costs, and that was for disaster areas that we were declared. So for pretty much the programs that we have at rural development, I'll be around for the rest of the day. If you have some interest, give us a call.
All right. Great. Is that it? All right. Well, thank you very much. Okay, so that wraps that up. Come back. Have a good lunch. Julie on below, thank you very much.
Say bye, Dave.
Goodbye.